Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. I have a career because Antonio Brown ruined his perna. We are back down to 0 days without mentioning Antonio Brown here at That's Good Sports. Do we have new Antonio Brown news? Not really, but his suspension is almost up and the Seahawks are still the leading team to land him. Dez Bryant will now be on the Ravens practice squad, or will be soon, and Yannick Ngakoue will be on the regular Ravens squad as the Vikings traded the edge rusher to Baltimore after realizing they are doomed to fail in 2020. It was a big NFL news day today between Antonio Brown, Dez Bryant, and Odell Beckham Jr. Wide receivers have hit peak diva news. Whew. That's good, sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I do football news videos all the time. And if you want to keep abreast of that type of info, this is where you want to do it. I'm also here to do what Ian Rappaport could not. Oh, not break news. Promote manscaped.com/goodsports because my boss, which is me, loves promoting a company that is dedicated to making your penis and balls area beautiful. Manscaped is accelerating their body grooming dominance with the Performance Package, which now includes the Weed Whacker to clean the shrubbery protruding from your nostrils and even your ears. The Weed Whacker is the only nose hair trimmer on the market with a cordless, rechargeable lithium-ion battery that lasts for up to 90 minutes of use. Now, I'm no MD medical doctor, but if it takes you more than 90 minutes to trim your nose hair, you might have a serious medical condition and should seek help immediately. Unlike your pubes, there's no hiding nose hairs that get too long. And if your nose hairs are too long, how can you smell your pubes? So take 20% off of your nose hairs with the Weed Whacker and 20% off the price of the Performance Package when you use my discount link in the description, manscaped.com/goodsports, which also includes free shipping. The Vikings have traded defensive end Yannick Ngakoue to the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, that's the same Minnesota Vikings that acquired Ngakoue in a trade from the Jaguars less than 2 months ago, back when the Vikings had no idea how bad they would suck. You know, the really annoying how it started and how it's going memes? Well, I'm pretty sure this trade is exactly that for the Vikings. If you like those memes, I do apologize. I'm just bitter because Twitter removed mine. I posted a picture of my testicles next to a really cute photo of my baby. Either Twitter has a no ball policy or they hate babies. I do applaud Minnesota for realizing they have no chance to win this year, and essentially got back what they gave up for Ngakoue by sending him to reunite with former teammate Calais Campbell. I'm also grateful the Vikings sent Ngakoue to one of the few teams who might actually be able to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. Ngakoue is also from Maryland and had the Ravens as his top landing spot the first time he was on the trading block, so I think this is a great move for Baltimore. Baltimore is on a bye, so Yannick has time to clear COVID protocols and should be ready to play with the team next week against the Steelers. Ngakoue will go from a defense giving up 32 points per game, second worst only to the shitty Cowboys, to the Ravens, who allow a league best 17.3 points per game. Ngakoue already had 5 sacks this season, so I think he will feast there in Baltimore. Antonio Brown, he's back. Well, almost. His suspension ends after week 8, and since the NFL doesn't think the civil suit where Brown is accused of sexual assault needs to play out first, we will probably see AB on the field soon. The Seahawks are still the leading contenders to sign Antonio Brown, just like they were when I made a video about this a couple months ago. But it was all over Twitter, Seahawks leading contenders for AB. The Ravens are still loosely linked to him as well, and honestly, Baltimore could use his services more than Seattle. The Seahawks lead the league right now in points per game at 33.8 and in passing yards this season. But maybe they're taking the Kansas City Chiefs approach and signing any player who was great as a Steeler 3 years ago. Many people believe Russell Wilson is a man of God, but the nickname he gave Antonio Brown when the two worked out this summer was Jesus. So this tweet that reads, "A move of Jesus is on the way," is not about Jesus downsizing to a condo, but a foretelling sign that AB will sign in Seattle. I would like to welcome Ian Rappaport back to the world of reporting on football news.
Did I miss? What did I miss?
Ian finished his 2-week suspension just in time to break the news that the Ravens are planning to sign Dez Bryant to their practice squad. The NFL suspended Ian for posting a Manscaped ad, but is ready to welcome back Antonio Brown right after they are done promoting National Domestic Violence Awareness Month in October. Sexual assault, not even in the same category as domestic violence, according to the NFL. Now, peak Dez Bryant is exactly the type of receiver Lamar Jackson needs on his roster. Their offense is great, but if he had a jump ball guy he could just fire passes to, I think they would be unstoppable. Nobody believes Dez is still that player, but out of curiosity, I want to see him back on the football field for a few games at the very least this season. Odell Beckham Jr. has been banned from LSU's facilities for 2 years after he had the audacity to wear a fanny pack while representing the college after LSU won the national championship game. Louisiana is the most fashion-forward state we have here in America. It's like the Milan of USA. The way COVID is spreading down there, though, I think this is actually a blessing, Odell. I know you and COVID have a mutual respect for one another, but stay in Cleveland, the one place not even COVID wants to live. After testing negative for COVID while feeling ill, Odell Beckham Jr. stated,
"Oh, not in an arrogant way. I just don't think COVID can get to me. I don't think it's going to enter this body. I don't want no parts of it. It don't want no parts of me. I think it's a mutual respect. So I wasn't really worried."
You know, Odell, when Gardner Minshew claims COVID is scared of him, it's hilarious.
But yeah, did not contract the virus. It took one luck at me, ran the other way. It's probably in its best interest. So here we are. We're back on Tuesday, ready to roll.
When you do it, it's offensive and it shows a lack of sensitivity for how very serious this virus is. Now, Cardinals running back Kenyon Drake has an awesome mom. Not only did she give him the perfect name, she is a fantasy football guru. Kenyon, of course, represents the greatest marathon runners on earth, and Drake represents the only black guy ever born in Canada. Kenyon Drake's mom, called him before the Cowboys game and asked if he was going to hit the holes instead of running horizontal. Yes, Kenyon said, "It hit home when your own mom is not liking what she sees out there." Football Mom of the Year goes to Kenyon Drake's mom. I can relate to Kenyon on this, though. For the last several years, my mom has been asking me when I'm going to hit the holes and give her a grandbaby. Well, now she has one, and Kenyon posted 28.4 fantasy points against the Cowboys, so it looks like both Kenyon and my wife delivered. Speaking of Canada, Sean Fitz_Gerald, who writes for The Athletic Canada, posted an article asking why so few women work in sports radio. Now, I will admit, I did not read the article, but I know the answer. It's because women aren't inherently douchey. Men are born with that Y chromosome, making it much easier for them to put the Y in douchey. To do sports talk radio, you either have to be a retired athlete or the douchiest guy in any room. Also, failed women athletes don't try and compensate for never making it in the leagues they now trash every day on the radio. The Buffalo Bills, they released guard Quentin Spain this week. They announced it on Twitter with the hashtag BillsMafia. Bills Mafia, we no longer want this player, so go ahead and have your way with him. Seems odd to hashtag your fan base when you cut a guy, is all I'm saying. This is an odd release considering they extended him just 7 months ago. This feels like a Jets type move, not something I would expect from Buffalo right now. If Brett Coleman doesn't like it, then I would say Spain is about to improve a needy offensive line somewhere else. I think Spain could really help the Texans' offensive line, the 49ers line, or the Eagles line. But if World War II taught us anything, when given the chance to help the right side, Spain will remain neutral. Like a coward. Releasing a decent offensive lineman is bizarre, and Spain deleted a tweet that read, "If only they knew the real reason, but I'm going to leave it at that," would suggest something else was going on behind the scenes. Now I won't speculate, but if I may speculate, it's because Spain, in a fit of rage, called head coach Sean McDermott Sean McDermottitis. The most offensive thing you could call him. Finally, after being benched, Ryan Fitzpatrick revealed, "Even bearded men have feelings," and I can confirm.
My heart just hurt all day. Like it was heartbreaking for me. And Flo kind of said what he said and said what he said to you guys as well. And that's the decision and the direction that the organization is going in. And obviously, we've talked in the past, me and you guys, about, how I'm the placeholder, and this eventually was going to happen no matter, it was just a matter of kind of when, not if. And it still just, it broke my heart yesterday. And, it's a tough thing for me to hear and to now have to deal with, but I'm going to do my best with it.
Now, many people want to see Fitzpatrick get traded to the Dallas Cowboys before the trade deadline ends, and count me in on that bandwagon. Dallas has a plethora of receivers ripe for Fitzmagicking. The NFC East is very winnable right now, especially considering everyone who criticizes Ryan Fitzpatrick claims he only played well this season against shitty teams. He is the perfect quarterback for the Cowboys right now, so much so that I would willingly call them America's team again if they manage to get Fitzpatrick on the roster. Thanks for watching. That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on the YouTubes and check out the video on the screen right now. YouTube lets me click a button that says best for viewer. So if this video is best for you, the viewer, YouTube's doing its job.